to Mind Over Movies.
We're the new guests. We want to rein in on that popularity, and we're here.
Who are we? I know you're Mickey Mouse. Who am I?
You didn't really go for a character. What? You're just doing a thing.
Just a stupid little boy doing a podcast. Little stupid bitch.
Shit. Oh my god, we got stupid bitch and Mickey Mouse with us today.
Yeah, wow. Everybody give him a round of applause.
Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah, we noticed that you guys like guests, presumably.
Yeah.
Someone to finally have maybe a different opinion than the singular being that Casey and I are.
Yeah, we morph into an ultimate being. And that's something that somebody told me. They're like, y'all don't disagree a lot. Like, y'all need to disagree more.
Oh, Luke?
Like, okay, yeah.
The goblin?
The goblin. The fucking goblin.
Yeah, he told me that too. What's his opinion matter? No one asked him.
He's the goblin. Nobody cares.
Hey, Luke, I know you're listening to this episode in the future. Just a little message for you. Shut up.
Well, guys, what about...
Uh-oh. We have a guest at the door. It's your dog.
That's fine. Well, what do we think about? Hey, stop! What did we think about the last episode with those guests? Did y'all like guests? Do you want more guests? We'll get more guests.
They didn't give us their names at first, but we moved on pretty quickly from that.
That's okay. Hopefully the next time our guests will actually be cooperative.
Yeah. They were a nightmare to work with on set.
Yeah.
Jacob and Natalie, like, forget everything you saw on Twitter. Like, those guys,
man,
woof.
I had to cut out so much of that episode because it was just them stopping to just rail us about stuff.
Yeah, like, I know that Jacob had a problem with, like, the lighting on set or something,
yeah.
But I feel like jumping into the 5-minute long Christian Bale monologue from Terminator Salvation set, it was just a bit much.
It was definitely a mood, and there was a vibe in there that we just totally weren't, we weren't vibing with.
I think if we have them on again, we need to be married before they're back.
Probably.
I think it was just that marriage energy.
Yes.
Kind of tough.
Yeah.
Because like we said, that was kind of like their whole personality.
Yeah.
Is that they're married. And they have like some cool stuff in between there. But
right.
I think if we got married, we could be in love.
Yeah. We could offset.
We could go on a very luscious honeymoon. I had the spot planned.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking we could go to Koh Phi Phi in Thailand. It's a beautiful island.
Okay.
I was thinking we could watch the sunset on Phuket. We could maybe even go to Taiwan if we're feeling a little...
Hey.
if the budget's lasting.
What's our budget?
Your dreams.
Oh, whew. I'm getting a little hot and bothered. We're going to have to take a little break here. We'll be right back after these messages. All right.
Film.
Yeah. What'd you watch this week?
I didn't watch too much, but I did watch some straight masterpieces, as Bruno Mars once said.
Oh, okay. Didn't know he said
remember
that.
in what's the song? Uptown Funk. Straight masterpiece.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
The copyright.
Yeah, continue.
I did watch one of those this week, and it was a bummer. I still have my free trial to Criterion channel going, so I watched Come and See, which I've heard is like the most horrifying like war movie ever. Just like really terrible stuff. I think going in with that expectation helped me get through it because I was like, I don't know what I expected, but I guess I thought it would be even more intense than what I got. And so, it was horrible and hard to watch, of course, but I was still like, wow, that was a bit more pleasant than I thought I was going to get. Like, I thought the Nazis were going to be a little bit meaner.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say other than, like, it was flawless. Like, truly, there are very few movies that I watch on my first watching and I'm like, this could be like easily one of my favorite movies ever. Like the last time I felt that was probably with Parasite.
Mm-hmm.
And when I watched this, I was like, my God, here it is.
Yeah.
This is just one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Mm.
You know, I don't know if it's a favorite. Like, I probably won't put it on very often because it's
right.
It's fucking depressing. But
yeah.
There are no flaws, and
Yeah.
it's just a wonderful movie. I don't know what to say other than, like, at some point everyone should watch it in their life.
I've heard that movie. That's actually on my watch list. I was actually going to watch that like a couple days ago.
Really?
Yeah, like I was like this close, bro. But I didn't want to be too depressed because I knew it would depress the hell out of me, just because of everything I've heard and what I've read about it and stuff. Yeah, and it's had been a recent. It was either a 2K or a 4K restoration of it recently, and that's why it's had a spike on especially Letterboxd, and it overtook Godfather as the second place of the Letterboxd as their top 250 rated narrative features, and it's Parasite, and then it's Come and See, and then it's The Godfather.
Nice. Okay.
So,
well, that's a good placement. I need to rewatch Godfather and see if it can hold up to those two, honestly. Yeah. Like
I think
it
does.
Probably. I mean, you've seen it more recently. So
yeah.
Godfather slaps.
I think Godfather slaps hard, yeah.
I need to see it. Because like when I watched it, I think I was just too young to fully appreciate it. Mm-hmm. And then my dad showed me Goodfellas, and I was like, that's my favorite Godfather movie.
Yeah,
right there.
yeah.
And, you know, maybe that will change if I revisit the trilogy, because I think they're going for a way different vibe in Godfather.
Yeah.
Like, truth be told, but...
Right. Goodfellas is more glam.
Dude, our guest is really dying to get in.
Her little paw.
Her little Sansa is at the door right now. She's sticking her paw under the door. Really, she wants to come record. She's got a hot take about Godfather. Let's just say.
Let's just hear it. The dog father and the Godfather.
The dog's father.
What do you have
letting
to say?
The dog talk about Godfather? Oh, she's sniffing my butt.
Godfather.
Come
and see. Yeah. I need to see it.
There you go. Come and see it.
Come and see it.
Sometime.
I saw a Letterboxd review that was like, no, thank you. I would not like to come and see it. Let's see. I didn't watch a whole lot. What I mainly watched, we're going to get into in a bit. But I did watch something last night. Technically I haven't finished it, but you don't really have to finish these movies to talk about them, honestly, because if you've watched at least 30 minutes of it, you know whether you're going to like it or you hate it. And there's been 10 of these movies so far. Oh. So I watched Furious 7 because I'm gearing up to watch the newest one, the 9th one. And I fucking love these movies. Like they're horrible, obviously. Like objectively, it's like these are just, big, bombastic Hollywood movies. But let me say, they're a lot of fucking fun. Like, you will not be bored watching these movies. And the characters are likable enough to where you'll stick with them. Like, everybody does a fantastic job at making you like them. Like, some of them aren't the best actors in the world, particularly looking at Vin Diesel. I mean, I think Vin Diesel's a good actor. It's just in these movies, it's such camp. It's cheesy, We're corny, more like not really cheesy, but... yeah, I don't know. Like, Furious 7 features probably one of the craziest stunts they've done, or that I've seen them do. Of course, I haven't watched 8 or 9 yet, but the part they're in Dubai, I believe, and they run a car out of a 80-story building into a 75-story building, and then into like a 70-story building. Like, they're right next to each other, and they just drive through the buildings. It's insane. But yeah, I've got like 30 minutes left of it. I watched most of it last night. It's a really long movie. They're all really long, like 2.5 hours and stuff.
That's crazy. What?
Yeah.
And people go out and see these and watch them like popcorn, and they're that long? What the hell?
Mainly because the action sequences take up most of the time.
Oh, okay.
So you're sitting there and you're enjoying your time. It's just, there's just a lot of it. But yeah, I saw a lot of people have been like, rewatching or binge watching through them to watch F9, and I'm actually excited to watch F9 just because I want to see what crazy shit they do next.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I've heard people saying that they've jumped the shark finally with 9.
Really?
Like, apparently, a lot of people are saying like they went too far with the silliness this time, and it kind of was distracting. I heard that the guy who wrote Too Fast, Too Furious, and all of the movies up until Hobbs and Shaw, he left the franchise, and they're saying like his presence not being there anymore is being felt right now. Like his script feels different, like a bit more fan servicey. I don't know.
Sucks.
I've never watched any of these movies, so
really?
This is just like a collective opinion that I've seen other people talking about on the internet.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, I recommend starting at like 4 because
4 is important. Okay, I thought 5 was the one that like
5 is the one, but 4 is like sort of like they did 1, 2, and 3 in the early 2000s, and then 4 was sort of like a revamp. They're like, we're gonna reimagine the series, and so that really starts the story that started throughout the rest of the films. It kind of starts with 4, and then really you can watch all of them, and you'll be it'll be either way fine. But if you don't want to sit through all 10, you can start with 4. But yeah. Like Furious 7. Still need to finish that last little bit. It's probably just like 30 minutes of a big action sequence I just need to finish. So cool stuff.
Jason Statham's there.
He is. I actually love Jason Statham because he did the Transporter series.
Yeah, Transporter slaps.
Those movies are...
I only ever saw 3 on like Redbox, but like
I watched...
pretty cool.
I watched the... Yeah, I think they have 4 or 5. I don't know. The first 3 are like the ones you watch and it's like, okay, those exist, and then ignore everything else.
I need your help right now. This could be a fun game.
Okay.
It's figure out what the hell random 2000s movie this is.
Okay.
There is a movie that we rented on Redbox. We rented like a ton of movies that we probably wouldn't have watched normally just because they're on Redbox. Where Jason Statham, it's like the future, I want to say, and there's this pregnant lady, and she's got powers. And Jason Statham has to protect the pregnant lady and her powers. And like the plot twist is she has like twins, and the twins are giving her. Does this sound familiar, like at all?
Almost, yeah. I'm thinking Jason Statham futuristic movies. Let's do a little Google here, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna be looking too, but it's bizarre. Like this. It makes me think of that Nicolas Cage movie, Knowing, which was like something that I also only watched because it was at the Redbox, which I remember that movie blowing my mind. I don't know if it would still hold up, but it was certainly fun.
Right.
Like I'm thinking about the concept for Knowing now. It's a pretty cool concept. Like
it's really fucking cool. Like
the predicting of like all the disasters and like what does it mean? I think... Where I can still remember the ending of Knowing, which spoilers for a movie that honestly is not a classic and is also very old. It's like aliens behind it the whole time, and then like they take weird. The kids. It's like a terrible ending.
Yeah,
and I think that's the only thing that would stop me from saying that's a legitimately good movie.
Literally, I was enjoying it up until like the end there. Like it's a good mystery. I'm looking. How old is the movie?
I figure it might be from like 2008 or 2009. Okay. Maybe it's safe. No, not safe.
Is it cellular? Let me see here. I'm
looking at this movie, Safe. Honestly, this might be the movie. It's 2012, which is later than I would have thought it would be. But yeah, okay. Ex-cop and cage fighter wins a fight and has to protect a pregnant wife. Yeah, this might be the movie.
It says the girl is no ordinary child. She's a math prodigy who holds in her head a numerical code for which various factions are ready to kill.
Yes, okay. It's that she's a math prodigy, and then later in the movie, there's some crazier stuff going on with like her pregnancy. I don't know how this came up.
I've never seen it.
Redbox rental. I mean, that's I think that its only value, really. Mm-hmm. I don't remember too much about it other than some random night in 2012. I guess I watched it.
I love obscure like rental movies like that. Like straight to DVD or just like low budget, low tier movie release that just fly over the radar and you find them. I have a few of those. One of mine is a really over the top Nicolas Cage war movie called Wind Talkers.
Oh, I've heard this is a really bad one.
It's bad. Yeah, I love it because it's so ridiculous and I don't know. It's like about like they use like the Navajo like code like in I forget which war it was, but
it looks like a World War One, two.
Yeah, something like that. I think they used the Navajo language to communicate over the radio so that they wouldn't be deciphered by the enemy. So that they were called wind talkers. Anyway, and there's this like Navajo like Indian like character, and they don't like, or he's like, I don't know, they don't like him, and then Nicolas Cage is sort of like the brute kind of guy that's just like stands up for him, but also is like, well, I'm kind of racist myself, but then he becomes unracist by the end of the movie, and he sacrifices himself for the Navajo guy. Anyway, it's fucking crazy. But that was like one of those movies that was probably straight to DVD that I watched when I was younger.
Have you heard of the movie Reign of Fire?
Yes.
Okay, where it's like a post-apocalyptic movie about dragons.
Wait, Reign of Fire?
Like, here, Google REIGN of Fire.
It's 2002.
It's got Christian Bale. It's got
Oh, yeah!
Matthew McConaughey. And it's a post-apocalypse with dragons in the future.
What the fuck?
And Matthew McConaughey and Christian Bale, like, kill dragons. I haven't seen it yet, but I saw a trailer for it, and I'm convinced this would be my new favorite, like, bad movie if I watched it.
2002, bro. I'm not gonna lie. This kind of looks badass. These dragons.
You've got to see the trailer for this.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fucking funny. We have a dragon to kill.
That's a quote from the movie, apparently.
Okay.
We're looking at images of Matthew McConaughey, who shaved his head for the role here. And,
nice.
Yeah.
Well, this looks... Okay, we should have a movie night and watch this.
Yes, absolutely. Well, Reign of Fire review coming soon.
Reign of Fire review. Oh, God. This looks like it could be a PlayStation 2 game.
It looks amazing. I cannot wait to watch it.
I can't.
I'm saving it for that special night.
My favorite bad movie of all time is the Anaconda franchise. Like the second one specifically, The Hunt for the Blood Orchid.
Is Jon Voight still in that?
No, John. Okay, but the first one is such an oddity, right? The first Anaconda film, Ice Cube, Jennifer Lopez, Jon Voight, I believe Owen Wilson is in that bitch.
Oh.
Or somebody.
So maybe it's not too much of a rarity that you have like a movie, that has stars in the first one and then the other ones are like straight to DVD.
Horrible, yeah. All I remember is that I love... Hold on, I gotta see if... Yeah, Owen Wilson is in this fucking movie, bro.
Oh my God.
About a giant snake kills people. And Eric Stoltz as well. Danny Trejo. Yeah, man, let me tell you. The Anaconda series, that's my favorite. Like, number 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, like, that's all, like, straight to, like, the Sci-Fi Channel bullshit. But those first two, Anaconda and Anaconda's The Hunt for the Blood Orchid. Those are solid, bad monster movies, but good. They're entertaining.
Hell yeah.
I love them.
Dude, I feel like I got, tricked by a lot of movies on the Sci-Fi Channel. Like, I remember there was this one vacation that we took, and we kept watching these movies with, like, incredible premises. Like, there was this one about time travelers, and they would, like, time travel, and some of them would, like, get stuck in, like, trees and shit. Like, shit you don't think about. Like, oh, when you time travel, you're traveling to a new place, too. You get stuck somewhere. And it was really emotional and great. And then the special effects came in, and it was, like, really terrible looking, like, dinosaurs, and it got so stupid. But I shit you not, my parents and I were, like, cleaning to this movie's like every like frame the first 30 minutes it was on, and then it got so bad so fast.
Damn.
I think it's called like 1,000,000 BC or something like that. It's insane, like how I don't know how deceived I felt.
Yeah.
And that's happened a couple times with Sci-Fi Channel where you'll just be watching it and you'll think this is kind of interesting.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. No, they have some crazy fucking shit on on the Sci-Fi Channel because they'll have shit like, obviously they have like Sharktopus versus Giant Crab, and then they have the Python movies, and then they have just Sharknado. However, I don't remember if this is Sci-Fi or if it was like an HBO thing. There is a miniseries that I think about all the time and that I would love to revisit and that I want to introduce to everybody else because it's like on a subject that was absolutely fascinated with as a child, the Bermuda Triangle.
Oh.
The miniseries is called The Triangle, and it's got some good ass actors in it. Like for the most part, the cast was pretty well rounded. The special effects are not super up to par, but the mystery and just the premise of it is so batshit insane. It will keep you watching the series. Like, I need to revisit it, but I remember watching it religiously when I was younger. Like, I would rewatch it like every year. Super fucking long though. I think it's like 7 to 8 hour miniseries thing. But it slaps. I need to look it up. Y'all need to look up The Triangle.
I'll fucking take your word for it.
Please, I'm gonna rewatch it soon because I remember it being very good. That's what I remember. I'll have to rewatch it, but if not anything, they know how to hook you in with the first episode at least. So,
well, count me intrigued.
I know. Did you watch anything else?
No, but I mean, I did. We're gonna talk about it maybe here in a bit, but I listened this week.
You should get an audiobook. Oh no!
No,
I know.
There was an album that came out. I know we don't usually talk about music on this podcast, but we both love Tyler the Creator, and I thought it'd be fun to talk about his new album, "Call Me If You Get Lost."
I would love to talk about "Call Me If You Get Lost." If y'all don't listen to Tyler the Creator, I feel sorry for you. Yeah, he's got a new album. It's fire. It slaps. For me, only one skippable track if I'm not feeling it. Everything else, I can't do Wilshire.
Oh.
Wilshire, man. It's mixed horribly, and it's just so repetitive for me. If it wasn't so fucking long, it wouldn't be a big deal. I enjoy what he's talking about, right? Just the mixing and mastering of it, though, it throws me off, and I can't listen to it for too long. But
I'm coming off the album, like, that might be my favorite. Like, it's obviously not one that you just throw on, but, like, I love Wilshire. Like, I really love the story that he's telling there, but also the technique. He did it in 2 takes.
Yeah, I heard that, yeah.
And that's just, the fact that that's just one long, continuous, like, freestyle is incredible. And the fact that it's, like, so cohesive and, like, the storyline seems so well plotted, and then it almost feels like the rest of the album was formed around what he talked about in Wilshire. Like, intentionally, there's foreshadowing for everything that will get brought up in that track.
Wilshire. Yeah, I agree, yeah.
So I appreciate it for that, but I get it. It's like, it's not one that you really casually listen to. It's not like What's Your Name or like Lumberjack or Juggernaut even, like that you just throw on. I really love this album.
I do too.
I will say it jarred me at first because I'm more of a new era Tyler the Creator fan. Like, obviously in Flower Boy, he has this huge shift from what he used to do. Like, I mean, Cherry Bomb, he was starting. Yeah. And, like, you can... Like, he even talks about it on this album. Like, it was getting to what Flower Boy would be. But then when he finally came out, with that album, like, brilliant. You know, like, just... I love that sound. And going back and listening to his older stuff, I haven't enjoyed it as much. Granted, I haven't sat down and listened to, like, Goblin, Bastard, or Wolf, like, all the way through.
Oh, really?
No.
I would definitely recommend listening to Wolf all the way through, because for a while, people claimed that Wolf was, like, going to be Tyler's, like, opus, like, his magnum opus. Yeah. And then he did Flower Boy, and we're like, this is his magnum opus. And then he did Igor. And we're like, this is his magnum opus. And now he's got this one, and this one's just crazy.
Yeah, so what I'm going to say about this one is that it sounds more like old Tyler, but what's interesting is you've got the perspective of a much wiser and like more disciplined like performer, and it's so good. Yes. I fucking love the sound. it definitely made going back to Igor after listening to this album hard. Like, I tried to go and listen to see how they compare.
Yeah.
And Igor's just so soft.
It is.
Compared to this album.
Yeah.
The bangers are back.
The bangers are back. Yeah. So I started listening to Tyler in 2013, or maybe it was early 2014, right after he had dropped Wolf. So my friends have been listening to him since Goblin, and they introduced me, and they're like, you need to listen to Wolf. And I'm like, man, I'll try it, because like from what I had heard, I didn't like it, but I listened to Wolf and I fell in love with it. And I went back and I listened to Bastard. I listened to Goblin a lot more. Bastard's probably my least favorite of his. I like Goblin a little bit more, but I loved Wolf. And I'm like, bro, this dude, like, I can't wait to hear what he's going to do next. And he inspired us a lot growing up, because he was super young when he started doing that. Mm-hmm. And he didn't care what people thought of him. He was doing his own thing, and he was so fucking creative. Like, everything he did, we just marveled at. We were like, oh, like, this music video, like, look at the colors, look how he directed this, and the stories he would tell and stuff. And then he did Cherry Bomb, which, for pretty much everybody else, everybody fucking hated Cherry Bomb. That's probably, like, my second favorite album of his. I love Cherry Bomb. I recognize its flaws, but I just don't fucking care. Like, that album means so much to me. And then right after that, you know, Flower Boy, we're like, he is really blossoming. And I went to a Tyler concert in probably 6 months after he released Flower Boy. So I got to see, like, the whole Flower Boy, like, show, which was super awesome. He's a great performer. That was a, you know, banger set. And then Igor comes out while I'm making a film, and I just remember it dropping the night right after we wrapped, and I just laid down in my bed exhausted and put on Igor, and I was like, this is a fucking beautiful album. And now this one, which, going back to his roots with, like you said, all the wisdom that he has had over the years, and now he's more disciplined. He's basically taking a crack at, like, what he used to do with this hardcore, you know, hip hop, and it's so fucking good. I love it. I can't gush about it enough, bro. His entire like growth as an artist has been something to fucking admire, bro. Yeah, I love him. I think he's awesome.
This definitely has won me over to, like, maybe going back and giving those older albums a shot. And, you know, it's good to hear him talk about it, like, in his work, and be, like, explain some of his choices, which is, it's weird to hear, like, an artist, like, essentially give an interview about their older music, like, in an album. But, it works. Like, he's like, you know, he's got some, like, monologue towards the end of one of the songs where he's like, I don't even like saying the word bitch.
Yeah, I just thought it sounded
cool.
Yeah.
You know, and that explains a lot of, like, his choices in like, Odd Future and his early albums, which I've got to say, you know, people can hate on the early stuff as much as they want to, but Odd Future is, like, undeniably, like, one of the most influential rap groups of all time. And they all did that as fucking, like, 17-year-old, 18-year-olds, like, the amazement, like, Frank Ocean, Earl Sweatshirt, like, Tyler the Creator. Those are all, like, goats, you know?
Yeah.
Like, Frank, and they have some of the most critically acclaimed albums of all time. Like, Blonde is maybe the number one, like, most acclaimed album, like, ever.
Everybody loves Blonde. And then everybody also loves Earl Sweatshirt. Like, he's, like, the kind of the weirdo of, they're all kind of the weirdos of rap, is what people call them. But, like, they've all got banger, you know, albums, and they all also formed a collective of Odd Future, which influenced so much of the stuff you see, like, today, which is insane. And I really am glad that I grew up in that time and was keeping up with that, because to watch them grow after that, and to watch where they are now, it's amazing.
I wish I'd hopped on sooner. Like, you know, I'm definitely catching on to these artists while they're in their prime, which, you know, is rewarding in itself. But
yeah, definitely.
It must have been so incredible to see them, like, grow up and transform like that.
It was something. And I his older music, if anybody's listening and wants to check out Tyler, you better keep a fucking open mind when listening to his older stuff, because everybody tried to, like, quote unquote cancel him so many fucking times for things he was saying, but he like just didn't care. But the things that he was saying are not things that he as like actual person thinks most of the time. He's normally playing a character or rapping through a different character, and says some pretty fucked up shit. To be honest with you. But he, mainly in those early days, especially with how young he was, he really just wanted to piss everybody off and kind of like uproot what was known as like the norm in the music industry. And he succeeded, most definitely succeeded, because, Odd Future, very influential. It was sort of like, I remember Questlove was talking about when Jimmy Fallon had OF on, because Jimmy Fallon was still fairly new doing his like late night show, and they decided to book Odd Future because Questlove was like, this is like our Wu-Tang, this is our Wu-Tang clan. Like, these guys people are afraid of these guys. This is the music that your parents are afraid that you're listening to and stuff like that. And they went on Jimmy Fallon, and that only helped, boost their careers, like, because, and it was big for Jimmy Fallon as well. And just, I don't know, just like their mythology is so interesting to me.
Yeah.
Especially because of just how hardcore they were and the things that they were saying in their songs and stuff. It was definitely like throwing it back to like when like Eazy-E and NWA. It's like, why are they rapping about all these violent things? And they're doing the same thing just in a different time. It's really interesting. So
yeah, I mean, you can trace, like, I don't know, I remember when Yonkers, the music video, came out, and the way people reacted to that, and people at school like really liked it. I hated it at the time.
Yeah.
Like, that was so gross to me. I was like, ugh. Now I'm not like a baby anymore,
Right.
So I can watch the fucking video. But at the time, I was like, I can't even watch it. I can't even listen to it. It's terrible. I gotta ask, how would you rank the albums now with Call Me If You Get Lost like included? Could you rank them?
yeah, I could rank them probably. Note that I think they're all fucking god tier albums, but if I were to rank him just strictly in his discography, I'd say I'd put probably in as my favorites. Or are you going to do my favorites or what I think is the best?
Favorite.
Okay, my favorite, it's Wolf, or it's Cherry Bomb, then it's Wolf, like neck and neck. Cherry Bomb, Wolf, probably then Igor, Flower Boy, Call Me. I know Call Me is like way down there, but I really love Call Me. It's just hard. After Call Me, then it would probably be Goblin, then Bastard. That would be my ranking of Tyler albums. A bit different than most people's probably. Most people would probably have like Flower Boy and Igor up near the top, but for me it's Cherry Bomb and Wolf, and then Flower Boy and Igor and stuff. So.
Yeah, I as a fake fan, who hasn't really heard much of the older stuff, I'd probably have to say Igor is definitely my favorite, and just one of my favorite albums ever. Like, it's so fucking good. Then probably Flower Boy, even though I think that Call Me If You Get Lost might be better produced overall, and like might even have better tracks overall. Well, I don't know. There's something about Flower Boy that's like really magical that I love, and it was a sound that I'd never heard before, and it really changed my view on Tyler the Creator. I was like, holy shit, this is what this guy sounds like, and people were like, no, not usually, but this is what it sounds like now, and I'm like, I love it. So Flower Boy, then Call Me If You Get Lost, then Cherry Bomb, and then I got to go back and listen to the rest. But Cherry Bomb's not bad. I just. At the time, like, I had Flower Boy and Cherry Bomb, and I liked Flower Boy a lot more than Cherry Bomb. Right. I felt like Cherry Bomb was just the prelude to Flower Boy.
Yeah, honestly.
And Tyler hates that album. Cherry Bomb?
No, he loves Cherry Bomb.
Really? I thought he hated it. I thought he was, like, really disappointed by it.
He's disappointed. What I've read and what I've, like, seen in his interviews is everybody hated it. But he released recently, like, in the past year and a half, he released the instrumental version of the album because he thinks that people overlooked the instrumentals because he loved them and he didn't think people paid attention to them. So he released just an instrumental version of that album. I think he was disappointed that nobody liked it, really, or he thought nobody liked it.
Yeah.
But
I think it's become more beloved as time has gone on.
Yeah.
I've
I've loved it since it came out. I don't know why. I don't know, man. I just think it's awesome. But yeah, that's my favorite Tyler album, most definitely.
Hell yeah, other than Wolf.
Other than Wolf, yeah.
Well, dude, speaking of watching and listening, did you listen to or watch Rick and Morty this week?
I did.
Or, we're going to be one episode behind from now on because of how we're recording. But that's fine. That's fine. It's episode 3 will have aired when this episode comes out. But know that we're talking about episode 2. Yeah. Mortyplicity.
Mortyplicity. Episode 2. It's, I liked it better than the first episode.
Me too.
I'm going to say, yeah. I know you had some thoughts, you texted me, you say you really, really loved this episode.
I think this might be one of my new favorite episodes. Like, the concept kind of reminded me of, like, those days of yore in Rick and Morty that I miss, just a fun sci-fi concept carrying the whole episode without trying too hard. Like, it didn't seem like there were a bunch of witticisms or things to, like, keep the characters, like, on top of everything the whole time. And maybe that was due to the concept of the episode. They were allowed to play around with it more, which is an element I really loved of it. There's, I just don't want to spoil anything, but there's a concept at the center of the episode where you'll keep second guessing the truth about the characters, and you'll think you've got it figured out, and then something happens again. And it's like, nuts. Yeah, and that was fun. Yeah, like, I haven't felt that way watching a show in a while. Like, and I kept getting fooled. Dude. I kept going like, no, they're it. No, they're it.
Yeah. That's exactly what I thought. Like, when the episode started, and, like, let's say, like, the first 5 minutes after the first rounds, the 3 rounds, I was like, okay, now this is really them. No. And it just keeps fooling you. It's really, really fun episode. And I definitely loved it. I liked it way better than episode 1, I think. I can't wait for episode 3. Like, I just can't wait to see, like, whatever's next,
Dude, it was good. I'm sorry, I was Googling a person for the next thing we're going to talk about.
Oh, you're gonna? I thought you had an idea and you were Googling.
No. Okay. Yeah, my bad. Sorry. Sometimes I play on my phone instead of talking to Casey. I'm fucking playing Angry Birds over here. I'm like, yeah, you run the show for a little bit. Anytime he gets on an angry rant, you bet your ass I'm playing like Candy Crush Saga. Oh yeah, Marvel fans really do suck. You know what? No, that is mega dumb.
We fucking recorded that episode over in separate houses, so you could have been just like playing a game.
I'm just playing Animal Crossing when you heard me. I'm in Valorant. I'm just like, whatever fucking Casey wants to talk about this week. I guess I'll hear him out.
I guess I'll chime in every once in a while.
Do you remember the episode where I didn't say anything at all and you just talked uninterrupted for an hour? That one was good. I think that's like episode 22. Go listen.
Yeah, go listen to episode 22.
That was a little boy. Now episode 22 will have like 3 more views on it. I know. We're going to milk so much out of episode 22. I don't even fucking remember what episode 22
I don't either. It's going to be awesome.
Isn't that funny? We've done this show long enough now that we couldn't pinpoint when we talked about things. It kind of just blends together now.
I like that fact.
Yeah.
That
we're long running, baby.
We are long running. This is episode 31, bitches.
Hell yeah.
Don't expect us to stop until after episode 100 at least.
Yeah, we do it every week, and maybe we'll drag it out at some point and do it every other week if for some reason that became the recording schedule. I don't know. Things happen.
Hey. Can't believe we've done this every week though
Yeah, doesn't that sound exhausting when you put it that way? 31 weeks in a row we've made sure that we've met it. Well, no, it sounds cute when I say it out loud.
Yeah.
We keep meeting up to record the show.
We've only missed 2 episodes, technically. We've only took 2 1-week breaks.
We've had hiatuses.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, let's keep it going.
Let's keep
that flow. Speaking of Rick and Morty writers, I didn't know this, but Michael Waldron, creator of the Loki television show, came from Rick and Morty and Community.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's why I'm starting to think, like, maybe I'm digging it as much as I am, because this is a writer that's written for stuff that I liked before.
Yeah.
And episodes 4 and 3 of Loki have come out since we last talked about it.
want to talk about 3 first?
Yeah, let's talk about 3 real quick. Or not real quick if you have lots of thoughts.
No, I don't. Like, it was a good episode. I mean, it was okay. I like the ending more than anything to it, but everything else is just kind of boring.
I'm noticing that the action in Loki isn't that good. Mm-hmm. Like, especially in the episode that came out this week, 4, like, it's slow. It feels like theater choreography. It feels like when you're practicing to, like, get up to the fight. And that's something that I took for granted in Falcon and Winter Soldier, is how well thought out the action was and how good it looked. Like, now I'm thinking, like, oh, fuck, we were so spoiled with the action.
Oh, yeah.
But what this show really makes up for is, you know, the writing is just so interesting.
The characters.
I feel like in episode 3, I was getting a little worried. It felt like wheel spinning a little bit. Like, not filler per se, because there was a lot set up.
Just that mid-series down point, I think, honestly. Yeah.
Just didn't feel like there was a lot happening, you know, story progression-wise, but character-wise, you know, there were some very important introductions and beats, and there were some big reveals in there that influenced this most recent episode, but I don't know. Like, overall, I was worried, but after this week, I'm okay. I'm like, okay, we're good. I didn't like it as much as you texted me. You texted me God tier episode.
Oh yeah, no, I think episode 4 is a straight fucking, like, the best episode of what we've seen so far from the Marvel television shows.
Really?
Yes, like, I think that it is masterfully written and directed. Like, this episode, you know, we're 4 episodes in the show, right? When we were 4 episodes in Falcon and Winter Soldier, we already knew the damn deal. We were basically waiting on 2 episodes of, like, fighting and getting through, like, politics. And, like, same with WandaVision. Like, the last 2 episodes, we're just waiting for the fight. With Loki, we had a plot. We had fucking, like, 3 times in this episode that our entire thought process, like, where we thought the show was going, was completely flipped on its head. 3 times. And it didn't feel like Marvel just kind of, like, fan servicing shit either. Yeah. There was great character moments. The mystery is still there. I would say now the mystery is even bigger than it was at the beginning of the show. Like, I loved this episode, and they took some big fucking risks too in this episode, and I think it's God tier. Yeah, I loved it.
This is probably the best episode of the show so far. I really like it, and I really like that now I'm going into episode 5, and I'm like, where is this going? Like, yeah, that's new. Like, with WandaVision, like, the last few weeks of that show, I was groaning about it. Like, it just wasn't that good anymore. It was like, fuck. And with Falcon and Winter Soldier, like, that was, you know, in and out quality the whole time. It feels like we've got a sweet spot here where I'm intrigued still, and it feels important. And you know, they're doing a lot of setup, and I'm realizing that it doesn't have to be fucking clumsy every time you set up later plot threads.
Exactly.
Like, it was so clumsy feeling in fucking Falcon and Winter Soldier and WandaVision, like, every time a new character comes in, you're like, oh my god, we're spending 30 minutes with this person because they're going to be in a movie, like, 2 years from now.
Exactly.
It's like, groaning, and I don't love that so much. But with Loki, everything they're setting up, I'm like, oh shit, is this going to come into, like, the main series? Is this going to be important at all? What's going on here? Yeah. And it's cool.
It is.
Like, you can set shit up and it not be so, like, and like, groan-worthy. Yeah, you know? Like, so predictable and...
Right.
And fucking, I don't know, man. Like, this show is really showing the other ones how to do it, I feel like. And I didn't expect to like it so much more by a higher margin, but I do. So let's see if they can ruin it in these next 2. You know? Yeah. Let's see if they go the WandaVision route.
I really hope they don't, because, like, it's like 3rd time's the charm, really, you know? WandaVision, swing, miss towards the end. Fucking Falcon, Winter Soldier's kind of swinging, hitting sometimes, missing most of the times. But Loki, it just feels like he's hitting, man. Like, I love this show so much.
I've said, like, I don't typically rewatch Marvel movies or shows or anything, because they're kind of disposable entertainment, like, in a lot of ways. Like, but I feel like of these 3 shows, I'm never gonna watch WandaVision again. I'm never gonna watch Falcon Winter Soldier again. I'm done with them. You know, their value was in watching them in real time. I could see if Loki especially ends really well, me rewatching the series at some point and being like, dude, Loki was a dope show. Let's put that shit on, you know?
Yeah,
or like, let's put my favorite episode on from Loki. And I think it would be fun, you know?
Yeah, definitely. It is a really fun show. There's no boring spots in it. You know? Like, I sometimes when I'm watching a show, I think, God, how long am I into this? Like, 20 minutes? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I was watching Loki the other night, and I'm like, it's getting really good. And I'm like, man, how much is left of this episode? I'm like, oh my God, I only got 20 minutes left? Are you kidding me? Like, I can't believe this much time has flown by. Like, it's not boring whatsoever.
No.
Like, none of the episodes have been. Even episode 3, which I think has been the lowest episode so far, still was not boring, you know?
I mean, it did feel longer than the others, even though it was shorter.
It did feel a little bit longer.
That was ironic to me, like that these longer episodes they can have those like 50-minute run times, and I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
You guys take your time, do what you're doing.
Yeah.
I like it. Did you watch the post-credit scene for this one?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah,
pretty crazy.
Pretty crazy.
We're not talking spoilers though.
No.
We haven't had that nefarious Blake guy back on the show to become spoil and Doyle and toil and
foil
our plans.
Foil our plans, exactly.
Well, I guess 2 weeks from now, the Loki spoiler show will come out.
Yes.
Like clockwork, people. Like clockwork.
Like clockwork. I can't wait to talk spoilers for this show because there's so much theorizing to be done already.
Good show.
Yeah.
Sorry, just checking something.
Oh, you're good.
Huh. That me thinks maybe we should pivot from what we originally had planned.
Yeah, I think so too. I didn't realize we'd been talking this long.
Casey and I got kind of impassioned about some things this week. We had a topic planned, which I guess now we have the benefit of constructive criticism. Would you guys want to hear about good and bad, like book to movie adaptations and like play adaptations? Let us know.
Let us know.
It sounded fun.
We're interested in the topic.
Well, shit. Well, we can talk about some other things, man. You know, did you see Ethan Hawke is in fucking Knives Out?
Oh my God, yes. This movie's gonna be so good, bro.
I hope it's not just star power, though. Like, I hope that there is a good... I mean, I don't know why I'm worried, because Knives Out 1 is star,
yeah.
And it's so good. But for some reason, I'm, like, worried that this one, you know? Like, I can't believe that he could do 2 back-to-back.
Right.
That'd be so fucking good, but mayhaps he could.
Mayhaps. I don't know. When they said Rowan Atkinson, is it Rowan Atkinson? When they said, I'm sold. Like, everybody's been talking about Knives Out 2, and this whole time, I've just been kind of like, okay, like, yeah, I enjoyed the first one, and I'm gonna watch the second one. It's cool. I like fucking Daniel Craig's character. I like all the, you know, but then...
I would love to fuck that character, too.
I would.
Be quite honest.
But then they said Rowan Atkinson is a movie, and that's when I started paying attention, and I said, okay. And then now they're saying Ethan Hawke's in it. I'm like, okay, I'm paying attention because
I want to see him in a sweater.
I know.
Let's do it. Have Ethan Hawke in his fucking sweater in this movie, okay, Ken?
I mean, listen, film Twitter, they're not wrong when they say Knives Out wardrobe was honestly on point. Like, they all look super comfy in whatever they were wearing.
Chris Evans sweaters. God damn. What's the superior sweater in your opinion in that movie? Do you remember the two?
Yeah. Chris Evans, man, just because I like white. His was white. His was the white one, wasn't it? It was like
I thought it was like beige.
Or beige, maybe?
Let's see. Chris Evans, Knives Out, sweaters.
I'm gonna feed my nicotine addiction real quick.
Nudes. I spelled nudes out.
Look at Chris Evans' nudes, bro. They're there.
Didn't he have nudes that leaked? No, it's totally white. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, dude, I love that sweater. I want that sweater.
That sweater is the better one, the white one. But there's a blue one that looks good on him, too.
Mm-hmm. Stop! Sorry, I'm yelling at the animals.
I guess. No, we can't tell that you yelled. You only peeked the mic like a little bit.
Yeah, I'm excited for Knives Out too. There's something else that's in production right now that I feel like excited for.
There's something that, like, man, what is it? I can tell you something that I'm still not very excited for, and we're getting very close to its release, is Black Widow. I can't summon an ounce of excitement for that movie, and I'm
Really?
also under the impression that it might be bad. I don't know. Something about it just...
Well, the embargo released. The reviews are out.
Really?
I think it's like an 80% is kind of what I'm seeing.
Really?
Yeah. Let's look
Black
at some of the
Widow's
reviews
doing
for
well.
Black
Yeah.
Widow.
Hey, today we're
doing a segment.
We're gonna take a gander at what the movies are like when they get reviews. Let's go.
Rotten.
Let's see.
Let's
We have
see.
Black Widow right in front of us. It's got an 84% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know if that's like a higher than the average Marvel movie score. I can't say that I...
Most Marvel movies hover between 80 and 95%.
Really?
Yeah. So let's read some reviews real quick from, let's see, Brittany Murphy from Geeks of Color says Black Widow is a thoroughly entertaining flick that is likely to please audiences with its action, wittiness, and great characters. It's got an 8 out of 10. Now, contrasting that, we have Walter Chaw from Film Freak Central saying, Black Widow is the manifestation of the sunk cost fallacy. There ought to be support groups. Same as it ever was. Didn't like it too much.
Damn.
See, Angie Hahn from Mashable says technically Black Widow is a retreat into Marvel's past by delivering a story that satisfies on its own terms. However, it makes a compelling case for moving ahead with this franchise into the future.
Okay, can I make an out-of-pocket statement right now? Here's my Black Widow theory on what's happening in this movie. It's parallel universe Black Widow. Like, it's the multiverse. We've got another Black Widow out there, and by the end of the movie, she's going to be brought into, like, the main, like, timeline or something. Okay. I truly think... I think that's also why we're having all these television shows air before Black Widow.
Dealing with the multiverse stuff?
Yeah, but I think it's going to be a twist. Like, you're not going to realize it's a multiverse Black Widow until closer to the end. Like, some shit's going to be very clearly different. And I think that's how they're going to explain bringing back Natasha Romanoff.
Are they bringing her back? Is she not ending her contract?
I don't know.
Gotcha.
This is an out-of-pocket fan theory now that I'm coming up with. Maybe some other people think that online, though.
Okay.
That would make
that would make sense. What I've been hearing, what I've been seeing, especially because Florence Pugh is going to be in the Hawkeye series. I think that Florence Pugh's character is going to be like the new Black Widow or whatever.
Well, maybe.
But your theory sounds interesting, though. I'm not going to lie. That would be...
It could be cool. I'm just saying.
Okay, Larry Carroll from Loopers says, watching Black Widow play out, you feel a bit like a school teacher watching an underperforming student. Marvel, you're so much better than this.
Oh, man.
That's a bad review, so...
Yeah, there's always a few. I mean, honestly, with Marvel movies, I just form my own damn opinion when I go to them. Like, I'm like, oh, that was good, or oh, that was bad. Because there's always people who, say they're, like, very good, and then it just ends up being average. Or there's people that say, like, I don't know. Like, definitely form your own opinion. Go to the movie if you want to. You don't have to support it. I mean, it's not like Disney's going to be too hurt, or this franchise is going to suddenly stop if you don't go see it.
True, because they've already got all the money in the world. They're richer than God right now, so...
Do you think a Marvel movie's ever going to bomb, like, at the box office? Has a Marvel movie ever bombed at the box office?
Technically, yes.
Which ones? Did Hulk bomb?
I'm pretty sure Incredible Hulk bombed, and so did one of the Thor movies, I believe. I can look it up real quick.
Yeah.
Marvel...
I just feel like their box office has never stopped them from going forward with the franchise that they've thought about going forward with.
Yeah.
It's not like Fox, where, they decide to cancel Fantastic Four every, like, couple years.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Forbes. Okay, I'll disable my ad blocker.
Uh-oh. Casey uses an ad blocker. Remember that if we're ever sponsored.
Oh, my God. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Okay, the instant we turned off the ad blocker, ads filled up everything that we were trying to look at.
Okay. So, we got in first place at the box office, making $858 million as the end game. But when we get towards the bottom, Incredible Hulk, $134.8 million.
Wow.
Now, we have to compare this to...
Oh, Ant-Man and the Wasp didn't look like it did too well either. Damn.
Let's see. MCU movie budgets. So you have to compare budgets. If a movie makes $100 million, or like if it makes, I think like 100 or 50% over what its budget was, then they consider that good.
Let's see.
All right, so we have Iron Man. Where is the box office numbers? Why are you not showing me box office numbers?
Oh, we feel lied to
Little
right now,
bitch.
man.
Here we go. Budget. Okay, so Iron Man's budget was $140 million. It made $319 million,
and domestically.
Domestically, yeah. Let's look at the worldwide number. So worldwide, $585 million. Okay, that's good. Incredible Hulk was $150 million, and it made $264 million. They would consider that a bomb.
And then domestically, it failed, which matters a lot. Like it only made $134 million, so it didn't even make its budget back in the States.
No.
Which I guess that's why we haven't had a Hulk movie.
Exactly.
Since.
$200 million, and it had Edward Norton in it. It should have been a hit.
And Tim Roth. Which Abomination's coming back in Shang-Chi.
I saw that. Yeah. I saw that new trailer. Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder how they're going to spin that.
I watched trailer 2 of Shang-Chi. I still haven't watched trailer 1, but I've been told that trailer 1's really cool.
Yeah, trailer 1's cool. I like trailer 2 a bit more. Mm-hmm. We got Iron Man 2 that definitely made its money back 4 times.
Yeah, Iron Man makes the big bucks, baby.
Yeah, it does. Thor, the first Thor was actually good. It didn't bomb. It barely made over its budget in America, but just enough. First Avenger definitely could have been higher, I'm guessing, but it still made its money back. And obviously the Avengers, we don't even have to talk about that.
The Avengers made so much money back.
$220 million against a 1.5 million or billion return. Yeah.
And then that set a higher standard for everything else, because Iron Man 3 immediately making Avengers level money.
$1.2 billion. That's insane.
I did not realize that Iron Man made that much fucking money.
Yeah, bro. 100 and the second one is considered, or the third one is said to not even be the best one. It's the lower tier Iron Man, but it made the most money. And then we got Thor: The Dark World. Actually, Thor: The Dark World, it didn't really bomb. It made significant money. The Winter Soldier was definitely a big one, coming in at 700 million racks. Guardians of the Galaxy, that one was good, 195 mil up against 772 worldwide. Then we got Age of Ultron, 1.4 billion. That was good. They gave it a $365 million budget.
Not worth it.
Not worth it. Then Ant-Man had $109 million. That's the cheapest movie they've made.
Yeah.
Since this thing started, and it grossed 180 in America, U.S. and Canada alone, and 500 worldwide. Civil War did 1.1 billion against 230 million. That's good. Doctor Strange didn't do too hot, but it's not considered a bomb. 200 million. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, yeah. 880. Yeah, Spider-Man did good. Thor Ragnarok did good. Black Panther definitely.
Yeah, Black Panther was kind of surprising. It did so well.
Well. 200 million against 1.3 billion.
But and that also sets off another spree that we're looking at here of just Marvel making pretty much $1 billion every time they make a fucking movie.
Exactly.
Ant-Man and the Wasp is the only exception because fuck that movie, it's so bad. But
yeah,
no, it's just not that great.
It's not. It was a lower performing film for sure. Infinity War did $2 billion, and then Captain Marvel actually did $1.1 billion.
That kind of surprises me. Cause
me too.
They had a lot of review bombers. I guess a lot of people went and saw it to hate,
Yeah, exactly.
Which, that really shows them that they got your money.
Yeah. It had a modest budget too, for Marvel, at least 150 to 175 million. And Endgame, $400 million budget, made $2.7 billion, man. They're definitely not hurting for that money anymore. And then Far From Home grossed $1.1 billion against $160 million. That's great.
Did Avatar take its spot back from Avengers?
Avatar did take the spot back, I believe.
Because they re-released it or something.
Yeah.
Or?
And then Avengers took the spot back, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, man. Box office wise, I would say the Incredible Hulk is probably their one big
bomb.
Yeah, and I mean, that clearly did influence them because there has not been a Hulk movie since. Although that could also be Edward Norton quitting the role.
That's true.
I don't know.
And also the rights still... Universal still owns the rights to Hulk. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, no.
They're only borrowing Hulk still.
Oh, I had no idea. Oh, my God.
Yeah, they don't have enough money to buy Universal
They don't have enough
sadly.
money to buy Universal. I was like, surely they got Hulk money.
Oh, they have Hulk money. Universal, for some reason, won't let it go. But if we're talking critical-wise, the worst, let's see, we got... Thor was the worst in Phase 1 with a B+. In Phase 2, Thor the Dark World was the worst with an A-, according to CinemaScore. We're going by this. And then Ant-Man and the Wasp was the worst in Phase 3 with an A-. But if we're going by Rotten Tomatoes, which is what everybody... We got a 67% for The Incredible Hulk, 66% for Thor the Dark World, and that's kind of where it stops. Everything else is pretty good. So
I see. So, well,
yeah.
damn. Marvel just showing you how to absolutely run a franchise.
Yeah.
Just success. I mean, Kevin Feige has probably got to go down in history as like the most successful showrunner ever because that's what he is. I mean, just for movies. Yeah. And I mean, he thought everything out. Like, I mean, all the obligatory appearances of like characters we don't know yet in movies. I mean, it might seem groan-worthy at first, but he always brings them back, and the movie's always a success. Like, and that character is usually pretty well incorporated into whatever storyline. Like, I can't say the guys led them astray like at all, and like clearly could keep doing this for years and years and years. And has a plan for it.
Oh yeah, they've planned. He said they've got the whole thing mapped out for phases 4, 5, and 6 so far. So like, you know, here's a man with a plan for real.
God damn.
Like they have a road map. Something that Star Wars fell very short of is not having that roadmap. Marvel, the reason I don't think that Marvel falters, right? They've got star power. Whether you want to debate whether that works today or not, I think it still does. They've got star power. They have a huge they already had, that's the thing about, they already had a fan base. Marvel comic nerds and everything. People who love comics and the Marvel properties.
By everyone.
Exactly. They brought everybody in. Everybody knows about Marvel now. And they know what they're fucking gonna do 5 years from now. So they have this roadmap, and so that's why they never fucking falter. Like, the stars have just aligned for them, and when you know what you're gonna do, when you know how it all ends, you know how to perfectly pace it and set it up, and that's just what he's the best at doing, and he's definitely going in the fucking history books, bro. That guy is a genius. So yeah,
I mean,
love it or hate it, man.
Maybe we could debate this on an episode sometime, but I do feel like Star Wars not having a roadmap allowed for a lot more creative freedom that you don't see in the Marvel universe. I don't know, and I feel like generally, you know, not having someone be a showrunner and like plan every move allows for more artistic vision, but I don't know, man. If it works to this level, like, why the fuck would you want anything else? Like, if you could make $1 billion a movie, why the hell not?
Why exactly? I don't think anybody. I think about this quite often, and I think I finally have found my answer recently. When will Marvel movies stop being good? When will they stop being as critically acclaimed? And when will they stop making money like they are right now, right?
Kevin Feige retires.
Exactly. Like, that's your answer. I'm like thinking, like, when will this end? It's like, if Kevin Feige retires and they bring somebody in that is not going to do the job, even like in close to what he was doing, like, it's over. Like, that's the end of the MCU right there. So hope he doesn't retire for at least another 5 years, because I can take another 5 years of Marvel content before I'm ready to move on, I think. I don't know. They're just... the Marvel Universe is so expansive, and it's been, you know, being created for fucking decades, that they have so much to work with that I don't think they'll ever really go creatively bankrupt in the time if they use things from the Marvel Universe established by comics.
They have, like, an infinite pool, and like the comics keep coming out, and they keep, you know, establishing new lore. Like, we're like technically, I don't know, we've mixed some modern day comics in there, but like,
right.
you know, especially early Avengers was like throwing it back to like the 50s, you know,
Yeah.
like comics in the 60s that were coming out and like adapting those storylines to a modern era. So I mean, they have fucking so much material,
to work
you
with.
know, like that we may see these movies be just like comics. They never end. Death is meaningless, you know.
Death is meaningless.
I don't know. I mean, that's the truth of comics. It's like
Yeah.
when a character dies, I mean, they just bring them back. Although, I guess we're finding out that actors are a bit more mortal than comic book characters.
That's true.
I mean, I don't want to like speak on the tragedy of like Chadwick Boseman's death without, you know, sounding sensitive to the matter. I mean, that's horrible. That's heartbreaking. But it does prove a point that these franchises really are built on their stars, and that's something that comics can avoid. You know, you just draw the fucking guy.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? It's like Chadwick Boseman. I mean, I guess they could like CGI recreate him, but that would be terrible.
Terrible. No.
I hope that they never go in that direction.
And I'm glad that I guess it's Kevin Feige or the big wigs at Marvel have enough sense to not try and do that, you know, like not try and fucking like dehumanize a great actor posthumously with CGI bullshit. Like, never do that. I don't care who it is, who the actor is. Never CGI an actor into a movie. I will not watch that movie. And which is why I think it's great that they were like, yeah, we're gonna have to explain why Chadwick Boseman's character is not in this next movie, but we're not gonna fucking CGI him. Like, the mantle is being taken up by another actor, but it's a new character and stuff. And I'm like, great, cool, like that's fine. I think it doesn't have to. Everybody that watches these movies know that Chadwick Boseman unfortunately passed away, and that's why he's not in Black Panther 2. And I don't think that they'll need to do a whole lot of fucking explaining for that, you know, to make sense in the universe. I don't know.
T'Challa died.
T'Challa,
I mean,
yeah.
I feel like it's just hard to do these things right. I mean, like Star Wars tried really hard to get Carrie Fisher's death right. Like, we're not going to CGI recreate her, but we're also not going to kill her off screen.
Yeah.
But I don't think they came up with the right answer. Like the footage really bugged me. Like it didn't fit in with the movie. It felt disrespectful still. Like I can't say that they were being disrespectful because they were trying so hard to do right by her. I mean, they had Billy Lord in the movie too, carrying a lot of weight, but it didn't turn out well.
No,
and I would hate to see them try that with Chadwick Boseman. You know, I mean, hopefully we've learned our lesson.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying is like, you know, maybe let actors like that rest easy. You know, don't tarnish their image. Like, you know, let them go with dignity. And I think that's something that's always bugged me about CGI reconstruction is like when people die or they get old, we like tarnish them with like CGI faces like Grand Moff Tarkin and fucking Rogue One.
Oh yeah, I did not like that.
Princess Leia even in Rogue One.
Yeah, even though she wasn't dead at the time, still it was not good. Didn't look good. I don't know. So,
and I've never liked that. Like in Mandalorian season 2, you really couldn't just call Sebastian Stan on set for one day.
Yeah,
you had to recreate him and get Mark Hamill to like de-age his voice and like voice processing software. It's fucking weird. It's fucking crazy. You know what else is crazy? I'm actually CGI.
Oh,
I died 2 episodes ago, and you didn't know.
You were the sack of potatoes?
I was. I was a body the whole time.
The twist.
And this is going to be really rewarding to audiences because it's a storyline that seemed like it was dropped. But now I'm bringing it back, and I'm CGI, and real Isaac's dead. It's canon.
Death is meaningless in the mind